Welcome to 30-Minute Reviews. I am Adam, and let's talk about today's Nintendo Direct. This one came completely out of the blue. No announcement in advance, nothing telling us this was going to happen. Nintendo just came, dropped the video online, and that was the end of it. A few cool things were announced. There was that, 35-player Super Mario game. That looks pretty cool. I'm totally on board with that. That looks pretty fun. It seems that they're continuing with the Toys to Life stuff, even though I thought that was a fad that kind of fizzled out. And that Mario AR game looks pretty cool, but I feel like it's one of those things that's good for, really little kids, but, anyone else, it's going to wear out its fun pretty quickly. So that's a thing. What else was there? There was, yeah, I feel like it's going to outlive its fun, because it's how many rooms in your house could possibly be made into a track, how many different tracks. They show off you can do different, ways you can do the track, but it doesn't quite feel like it'd be fun for any length of time. It's one of those things oh, cool, and then you never do it again. What was that? The Magic Tracks. That was a big deal a few years back, where it's just that, but with VR and Mario Kart. Cool. I'd rather have, I would have rather they announced, a remaster or a port of Mario's of 3 Mario Kart games, Mario Kart 64, Double Dash, and Wii in a set, the same way they did the other announcement, than this. This doesn't feel right, or fun for me. And again, I'm not the target audience always, obviously, but in this case, it was something that appealed to me. Super Mario 3D World is getting a port with a Bowser mode. I like this trend with these ports. Where they mashed it up into HD, and then they give you an extra game mode. They did this with Superstar Saga, or Sega Saga. They did this with Bowser's Inside Story. They did this with one of the other Mario Brothers games, Mario and Luigi games. But now they're doing it with Super Mario 3D World. Super Mario 3D World was very fun, and considering that I'm one of the 6 people on the planet who had a Wii U, it makes sense for them to do this. So that's a good thing for anyone who didn't play this game initially. Then there's also the big item that they're debuting is the pack of Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario 64, and Super Mario Galaxy, all in one set. That will be available to buy, physical and digital. Here's the thing: it's a limited edition set. Where you can pay, you can pay $60 to get them all right now, and you get it physical. It's yours forever. That's the end of it. If you don't get it, then you're SOL. Or you can try buying it online and getting it from a scalper, which is going to end up happening. I think I tweeted this when it happened. I collect pop figures. I collect steelbooks. I have every Marvel movie I was able to find in a steelbook except for Infinity War, because Infinity War sold out the day it came out. I got there at 10 when Best Buy opened at 9. They were sold out already. I missed out on the Final Form Sora. I missed out on a bunch of cool things because they sell out immediately, because stores, quite honestly, don't care about the fact people are buying them and scalping them, because that's not their problem. And I don't blame them. It's not the problem of Target or of Walmart or of Best Buy to say, hey, you can't buy more than one of these, because you're just going to sell them online. They don't care what you do with it once you buy it from them. As long as it's out of their store, it's out of their store. So I would not be surprised if people went store to store buying these games up and then scalping them online, especially when it's coming out September 18th, right before Christmas. This is just going to be the video game equivalent of Dwight going and buying all those unicorn Barbie dolls in that one episode of The Office. Where it's they go, buy them all up, no one can find them anywhere come Christmas, and then that's the end of it. So people will be able to make a massive markup. Because, Best Buy isn't going to stop you from buying more than one of them. Target isn't going to stop you from buying more than one of them. And then the other thing is you can always buy it digital. That's the other thing. You can always buy it digital. But there is one thing about buying it digital in this case that makes me a little uneasy. And it's that they're taking it off of the digital store on March 31st, 2021. And, okay, that's fine. That's their prerogative. They want to do that. That's fine. All of that. But this is what I've been warning people about with digital for years, is that you don't own what you buy digital. When you buy something digital, you buy a license. And to a lesser extent, when you buy something physical, you buy a license to play the game. That's why whenever you go onto a ROM site or something like that to download a game, they say, make sure you own this game legally before you buy it, before you download this, because it's illegal for you to download it if you do not already own it. Because you have a license when you buy a physical copy of a game. Now, when you're buying it on there, if you don't use it in a certain amount of time, or if anything like that happens, they'll just revoke your license. They'll pull it back, and that's the end of it. And that's the innate issue we have with this, is that they're going to stop selling it on that date, yes, but who's to stop them from selling it, period? Who's going to tell them that you can't stop selling it, period? And no one is. So what's going to end up happening is, there's going to come a day where they just pull it all together, I feel like, if you buy it digital. So you paid $60 for this thing, and now you can't have that money back. So really that's the big issue I have with this big announcement today, is it's kind of like the shape of things to come. This is where we will be in a few years when companies realize they can do this and get away with it. If we let this happen, then this is going to happen. That's why I'm saying that, for the most part, if we can limit people buying it and saying, like, look, these timed releases are not a good idea. And they're not good for, they're not good for the consumer. And video games as an industry has always been an anti-consumer industry. And I've talked about that before. Like when we talk about Pokemon being anti-consumer with their new practices, it's not really anti-consumer with the new practices. It's in line with the practices they've been doing for the last 25 years, almost 30 years. This is what Pokemon does. Why are we surprised that they're still doing it? It's just you didn't have to pay for it in the past, and now it's coming up to the front when you do it. The company is not your friend. The company is there to make money off of you, and odds are off of you not using critical thinking to not realize that you're being scammed. And if we look at it in that lens, then people will start to realize that maybe we should be smarter about how we do things. Maybe we should be smart about what we're buying and, the terms of what we're agreeing to when we download games. And the only way to send the message to companies is to to vote with your wallet. So if you don't, if they say we're going to do this release, it's going to be a limited release, what's to stop them from, say, doing the same thing with a Mario Party remaster, or with a Paper Mario remaster, or any number of other remasters? Like, think about it. We had something great happening. Like, we had the eShop, which had the Virtual Console in it, through the Wii U. And what you were able to do is you can go on, you can buy old games you like, you can play them forever. Great. Then they got rid of that in favor of Nintendo Online. And they phrase it as, oh, you're playing online games, but really, you're just paying for a subscription to, play old games that in a lot of cases you already own. This hasn't really been litigated yet, and eventually it will, and eventually, the market will, the market will eventually head for another crash. I've been saying that for years, but eventually this market will crash. And it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of it when it comes back. So I don't think this is going to be the catalyzing incident for a market crash. I don't think this is going to be something. I think this is really the first time that people are realizing, hey, wait, this is a first-party game that's being released on its own console, that they're saying we're not going to release this again, that we're going to release this temporarily, and then after that, you got to pay full price. It's going to be, we're going to release all 3 games standalone. It's going to cost you more than $60. So that's where we are right now. And it's like, you can call it a sale, you can call it a scam, I don't care what you call it, but that is what's happening. And we'll be back with any other news that happens throughout the week. Until then, have a great rest of your week.